Hey you guys. Okay, so I wanted to just go live in here really quick. I just got off my call with Brad for her high performance coaching, and we had some awesome just talk about like influential people and people that we admire, and like even as leaders, like we struggle with this kind of feeling of not being, feeling like we're not as influential as we want to be. So I wanted to just take you guys back really quick. And I just want to take you back to my first summit. So this was the first year that I decided to buy a ticket to go to Summit. And I remember sitting in the audience, and I was sitting with, lots of people from Micah's team. Some of them are still there, some of them are not. And we were sitting there, it was dark. There were literally like 40,000 coaches in the audience. And Carl came on the stage and he started to tell this story. He said, basically that there's this boy, right? He's walking along the beach. And as he's walking along the beach, he is picking up a starfish and he's tossing them back into the ocean. And an old gentleman, like a gentleman, is walking along the beach, and he happens to cross this boy, and he sees him picking up the starfish and just scooping them up and then just tossing them back into the water. And he looks around the sand and he sees that there are like thousands of starfish along the beach, right? There's so many starfish across the entire sand, and this boy is just picking up one starfish at a time and he's tossing them in. And he says to the little boy, he stops him and he says, "Son, what are you doing?" And he says, "I'm throwing the starfish back into the ocean. They can't survive when they're on the sand." And the old man says, "Okay, but look around you. There's thousands of starfish. Like there's no way that you can save them all, right?" He says, "There's no way you can save all of them. You're one person. Like you can't possibly save all of these starfish." And the little boy picks up another starfish and then he tosses it into the water, and he says, "It mattered. It mattered to that one." And then he just keeps on going and he keeps picking up one starfish at a time. And I remember listening to this as a brand new coach. I think I had just barely gone diamond. So that means I had, very limited numbers of coaches. And I remember just hearing that statement of like, that he picked up the starfish and he just kept tossing the starfish back. And he just said, "It doesn't matter to me how many lives there are out there of these starfish on the sand that I might not be able to reach today or ever in my life. It mattered that I chose to pick up this one and I chose to offer it the opportunity to survive again in the water." And that is one of the first things that stuck out to me as one of my kind of driving forces behind why I show up for you guys, why I show up for my clients, why I show up on my social media, because it matters to the one person. It matters to the one person who sees your post. If 5 people see your post or 0 people like it, but one person happens to see it and they message you in a month or in a year and they say, "I don't think I ever liked on your post. I don't think I ever even commented, but I read this message that you shared one time, or I read that birthday message, and that birthday message, like, you have no idea how hard of a day I was having." It matters. It matters to one person. And if you don't feel like you are comfortable sharing and talking to other people yet, this journey for you, it matters for you. If you're the only starfish that you are picking up and throwing back into the water, you matter too, okay? So I want you guys, if you are listening to this later, I'm going to hop off because I'm going to jump into the challenge group and talk about this too. But if you are listening to this and you are doubting your ability as a coach, you're doubting your ability to impact lives, remember the starfish, okay? Remember that the starfish, it matters to the one. And every single time that you can show up to this opportunity and just trust that if you can make an impact, even just with one person, that person doesn't somehow have less value than if you were to help thousands and thousands of people, right? But it starts with the one, and it starts with really understanding that even when you are helping hundreds of people a year, that you're still invested in the one, okay? So go into your challenge or into your power hours today with this mindset that every single person you talk to, it matters to them.